What's going on, fellas? It's your boy Zeke. So, you read the title, right? Just know and believe and live it. Don't question me, don't question anybody about it. But if you're at least in the field, in the game, somewhat, you'll see some proof of it. What I'm about to say. Fellas, bottom line is they're all sluts. All of them are sluts. Every single one of them. Your mama was a slut. Your grandma was a slut. Your sisters are sluts. Your cousins are sluts. Everybody, every girl that you can see, even nuns, chicks who are nuns, were sluts at some point. I'll give you a small example of my mother, okay? I'll bring up my personal story, I don't care. My mom is probably the most virtuous woman I have ever met in my entire life. She got married to my dad when she was in her late teens. I was born, and then that didn't work out. My dad ended up leaving her, and he cheated on her, whatever happened, doesn't matter. She then decided to just carry me and raise me. Yes, I grew up in a single motherhood family. And as I was growing up, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade, I remember seeing this guy who was apparently my mom's friend. He was married, and he would come over to our house and hang out with my mom and me all the time. How does my mom know her? Long story short, how does my mom know him? Long story short, he actually was my dad's friend before my dad switched up on my mom and left us. I think he hates my dad's guts now or whatever. Now that I think about it, he really wasn't a friend, because if I'm friends with somebody and they cheated on a girl, that's not gonna make me hate them. It's just it's their option. I mean, they preferred somebody else over this one. Okay, cool. I'll probably give him pats on the back for that. Especially if he upgraded, right? Now, if he did something with me, that's a different story. Now we got problems. So, from the get-go, I didn't like the vibe of this guy. But he was married. One day I come home from school, and I'm about to put my backpack. I put my backpack down by the front door, and I'm going in my room. As soon as I go in my room, I see him sitting down. And I stop. I'm just like, why is he in my room? Like, I see side of him, and he's a little bit turned away from the door, so he can't really see me. And I'm not looking at the other side of the room, so I don't know who else is there, but he's talking to someone. And I'm just like, it's probably gonna be my mom. And we had a maid at that time who would come over and clean the house, and I was like, is the maid here? Like, that's very weird. He's in my room, maid is cleaning the house. Usually the maid comes in either when I'm home or mom's home. And I know that my mom is not supposed to be home already. She's at work, as far as I know. And I peek a little bit more into the room, and I see my mom having her shirt up to her neck, putting her tits on the dude's face. And the dude is motorboating it. Now, I didn't see my mom's tits or none of that, because some of you guys might gonna come in here and say, oh, that's so weird, this, that, and the other. No, I didn't see any of that. But then, as soon as I saw, I figured out what was going on, and I just like ran. I ran out of the house. I'm pretty sure they heard the door shut, because 5 minutes after that, my mom calls me. She's like, where are you at? Were you home? I see your backpack. I just told her, yeah, I left something, so I have to go get it from my friend's house. Fellas, this guy's married. My mom knows it, and he's been married for 15 years. He has 2 kids at the house, and he's cheating out here with my mom, and my mom doesn't care. And as I just mentioned, as far as I know, those are the only 2 guys I know that my moms have been with. And also, as far as I know, she's one of the most virtuous women I've ever met in my entire life. Even till this day, I don't think my mom knows that I saw it. I saw what was going on, because I never brought it up. It's not my business. I don't care what she's doing. It's her life. She can do whatever the hell she wants. But from that day forward, I learned it from a very early age that all women are sluts. Now, there are girls out there who might control that nature very well versus somebody who is more promiscuous. But that doesn't mean that she's not a slut. All you have to do is get that out of her. Plain and simple. How do you do that? With game and with seduction. If you can, and with laying the pipe down well in the bedroom. Fellas, if you bone a girl well in the bedroom, she's gonna start feeling some type of way. You'll see some sort of a mood swing in her pretty quick. We call it having the taste of the DICK for the first time. Sorry, having the taste of a good DICK for the first time or in a while. Have you noticed that? I mean, we act the same way too. If we bang a girl who's really hot, really good looking, we start feeling some sort of way about ourselves, right? Oh man, I'm the man, yeah. I'm confident, I'm the alpha dude, I'm slaying all these chicks. But same thing goes in her mind as well when she gets with some guy who does it well in the bedroom, because in her head she's thinking, man, he's an alpha male. If he can, like, I'm trying to find words that are a little bit PG-13 for the channel. If he can bone me that well, that means he's an alpha male, because that's how women think. That means he's a protector. Now, back in the days, in the caveman era, we actually needed to protect these women from outside animals and outside tribes to come in and destroy our men, like kill all our men, rape all the women, kill all the children. Right? We had to be the protectors, the first protectors, men, because we didn't have the police, we didn't have the military, we didn't have the laws, all the things we have today. So today, you don't really need to protect a woman like that, because there's 911, there's guns, things like that. So how does a woman know if you actually have the abilities to protect? Is when you bone her senseless in the bedroom. Don't ask me why women think this. I didn't make women. I just know how they feel, how they think. And they're going to be clingy to you. They're going to want to do all sorts of things for you. They're going to want to cook for you. They're going to want to clean for you. Have you noticed that sometimes if you bone a girl really well, she just falls in love with you out of nowhere, right? And she will do so many things that you want her to do. Hell, you can even make her have a threesome. Fellas, it's that easy to get it out of them. Especially out in the West, where they don't have any, they don't have any incentive not to be promiscuous. It's harder not to be promiscuous in today's society than it is. It's easy to go out and get piped down. And they're being empowered to do so thanks to feminism, right? Again, feminism is always going to be in the back of everything. That's the main driving force for the destruction of today's females, of modern females. And they're too stupid to see any of this. So fellas, they're all sluts. My grandma was probably seeing some other dude before she got married to my grandpa. Or maybe while they were married, she was probably banging the milkman. Back in the days, women probably only slept with 2 to 3 guys, but they still slept behind some dude's back. They still maybe flirted with somebody while her husband was gone. They still had sex with somebody before she got married, or even if she didn't, after she got married, she still thought about doing something with someone. Maybe the right opportunity and the right time didn't come along in her life. The timing was everything is about timing. I actually have a video coming up on my next channel, on my next video talking about timing. Everything is about timing with women, fellas. And so you have to understand that they're all sluts. Once you have this mentality and you go interact with the girl, it's going to be much simpler. I'll give you another example. Last night, I went out to the clubs with my boy who never went out in this town that I live in. And we found these 2 girls. I started talking to one of them. The other one started talking. My boy started talking to the other one. And the girl that my boy was talking to, she was married, so I feel bad for him because he kind of had to take one for the team. I didn't know she was going to be married. Otherwise, I would never talk to him because I care about my boy a lot more than getting laid or whatever. But anyways, long story short, the married girl obviously didn't go with him, but I went home with the other girl that I was talking to. We're watching a movie on her bed, and literally we walk into her room. She already sets up the room to watch movies and make things happen quick. And then we started the TV, we were watching Netflix, and a minute goes by and I make my move. and she jumps on me and we do our thing. After we get done, she is now telling me that, hey, you should go. I'm like, yeah, I'm putting on my clothes. She's like, yeah. And she starts acting very, very distant. Up till this point, before I made things happen, she was acting very clingy and very submissive, very interested in me. As soon as it was done, she was saying that, hey, you should go. Now, a lot of you guys might think that, oh, the sex was bad. The sex was not bad. What happened? I'll get to that in a little bit. But since we're talking about the actual sex part, while I was hiding it from behind, she tells me in the middle of it, I'm like only 5 minutes in. She goes, "Can you come already? Just come already." I'm just like, what? Like, I think that's the first time I've ever heard that from a girl, and that killed my whole mood. And I just busted a nut quick. I was like, okay. I mean, from the get go, I knew that this girl is a slut, right? I knew that the only thing I'm gonna do with her is bang her tonight, and then after that's done, I'm never gonna talk to her again. But that right there, it just took that to another level. Took that thought in my head to another level. I busted, and I'm putting on my clothes to leave. And before I leave, she tells me, "I'm sorry." I'm about to, keep this in mind, I'm about to walk out the door. She's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What do you mean? What's wrong?" She's like, "You don't deserve this. I kind of just wanted this tonight just to get over this guy I was talking to who bailed on me tonight. He was supposed to come see me, but he flaked on me." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. No worries. No offense taken." I mean, I already got what I wanted. I don't know why I would be offended. I didn't even buy her a drink. I didn't do anything for her. Just talk to her. That's it. That's all it took me. And like, I analyzed the situation later that any guy that would have walked up to her that night would have gotten it. All he had to do is say hi and look somewhat presentable. The reason behind that is I found out later that she got dumped by her ex-boyfriend who was in the military, who was in deployment, and to get over him, he was talking to another guy. And that guy flaked on her last night. And I happened to be in the right time, in the right position. So I took her home. Fellas, that's how much they're controlled by their emotions. Keep this in mind. This girl is 23 years old. And the older she gets, the more effed up she gets in the head. Because more of these type of experiences starts happening in her life. She starts to experience these kind of stuff more and more in her life. And she becomes more and more and more slutty. As she gets older, she knows the game more. So that's why it becomes a little bit harder to game her, because she knows all your tricks and all the things you're going to tell her. But she gets more and more damaged. That's why her guards start to become bigger and bigger and stronger. When you see a girl's playing hard to get and acting that she's been hurt and she doesn't want to seem easy, just know that she's damaged. That's why she's acting like this. Otherwise, women, if you talk to a virgin girl, you'll always see that she's very open and approachable. But when you talk to somebody who's mentally damaged, she's very rude, very closed-minded, very closed up. She doesn't want to open up. She doesn't want to talk. If you ask her a question, she doesn't even want to ask you back. She just gives you one-word answers. And every single girl, if she's going through an emotional heartbreak or an emotional up and down like this, will give it up to any guy who's just there at the right time, at the right place, saying the right things, aka just talking like a normal person and being presentable. That's why I tell you that they're all sluts. If a girl who's been raised really well, if a girl who has been grown up in a Christian household or whatever, and she has really high quote-unquote morals, because we already know women don't have morals. If you can take that girl, break her heart to pieces, literally to just like shred her heart, break her down so bad that she feels like she's garbage. Her self-esteem goes completely down the toilet. If you can make that in a girl who's that quote-unquote religious, you can make her feel absolutely crappy about herself, she's gonna turn into a slut just like that. And she's gonna sleep with the first guy who comes in her life. Why? Because she needs that dose of validation. That's how important attention and validation is, fellas. And they need it to survive. Do you know what would have happened if she couldn't find a guy to sleep with pretty quick in the next couple of weeks after she just got her heart shredded, heart broken by some dude? She would have ended up killing herself. If a guy breaks her heart so bad that she feels like she's worthless, that she feels like her existence doesn't matter, if she doesn't end up sleeping with someone in the next 2 weeks, she's gonna have suicidal thoughts. That's how damaged these women are. That's how emotional the women are, fellas. I'm saying that from personal experience, what I just told you. Happened to me multiple times. Happened to me with my very first girlfriend, actually. Thankfully, nothing happened. Luckily, I got away with it without any kind of trouble after I broke her heart and whatever. And she didn't end up doing anything stupid that would have pointed fingers at me. So I dodged a bullet with that one. Every single girl is mentally damaged like this. Every single girl can be mentally damaged like this. Every single girl is that emotional. Every single girl is a slut. You just have to get it out of them. That's what that means. Fellas, I hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I got some more videos coming up. Check out my new videos coming up. Go check out my old videos. It helps my channel grow. If you have any questions, comments, or whatever, leave it down below in the comment box below. I can't even talk today. But until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.